This shows how fast you need to be in order to get the perfect picture at the famous Shibuya crosswalk in Japan.
Alright, here we go, sorry. You can't get a normal golf ball into a baby food jar.
The golf ball's bigger than the opening to the jar. This is impossible.
Well, think about the science. We know that things will expand and contract with temperature. What if I could cool down the golf ball? See, when things get colder, those molecules get closer together. Dry ice, frozen carbon dioxide. But we like the fact that it's 110 degrees below 0 Fahrenheit. I've put a couple golf balls down inside. Remember, you can't touch dry ice with your bare hands. This goes in like this, and immediately it's gonna start heating up. That golf ball is gonna expand, and you'll not be able to get the golf ball back out again.
This man had 30,000 glass bottles, and rather than simply throwing them away, he decided to build the most unusual house in the world, made entirely of glass bottles. He started by laying the first layer of glass bottles on the foundation and covering it perfectly with cement, then adding the next layer on top. Step by step, these guys built knee-high walls over 2 days. But then the most interesting part began, because now they brought in a huge number of bottles and continued to build walls from them step by step. But because they covered everything with cement, they had to clean each bottle of cement so that light could pass through it. But the coolest thing is that in addition to the walls, they started making a floor out of bottles. So they laid a sealant on the floor and poured soil on top of it, into which they then began to hammer bottles one by one. It took them 6,000 glass bottles just to create the floor. And in the end, they inserted windows and put a roof on top to create this house. Give these geniuses a like for their cool construction.
Dump ice into water and add rock salt. Salt lowers the temperature below 32 degrees by lowering the freezing point. About 17 degrees Fahrenheit. This is exactly what we need. Add the water bottles. It's time to just sit and wait. After about 10 minutes, it's time. So if we're successful and we supercool the water, when we take it out, it'll still be a liquid, but it's well below freezing. It's 17 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 10 degrees Celsius. And just a little hit like this will create a bubble, and that bubble is enough for the first ice crystal to form. And if that first ice crystal forms, you get a chain reaction. All right, so here we go. It's still a liquid, no problem at all. Let's hit it. Ready? Here we go. Bam, that goes fast. Look at that.
Even 97 years later, this experiment is still running. It's the slowest experiment in the world. Back in 1927, an Australian physics professor named Parnell wanted to prove that pitch, a substance that shatters like glass when struck with a hammer, is actually a liquid, not a solid. But it took 3 years for the molten pitch to harden in the funnel, so the experiment officially began in 1930. Then the waiting started. It took 8 years for the first drop to fall and 9 years for the second. Before the third drop fell, Professor Parnell passed away. But the experiment continued. To this day, only 9 drops have fallen in nearly a century, finally proving that pitch is a liquid, 20 billion times more viscous than water and 2 million times thicker than honey.